Good evening, everyone. We're back. I Am Love is back, bringing you some more wellness in our virtual summit this week. I am here live with Darinisha Williams. She is going to bring us some emotional wellness tonight. And our topic that we're going to be focusing on is anxiety. Whoa, that's a big one. All right, well, I'm going to get out of the way and let her take center stage. Darinisha, you won't see my face because I'm going to let you just chat and take the whole role. I'll chime in for some questions and conversation in just a little bit, okay? Are you ready?
Alrighty.
Take it away, girl.
Yeah, ready. Yeah. All right, everyone. So today we're going to talk about anxiety. Such a huge word, right? And I want to talk about anxiety today just simply because right now we are hurting. There's so many people that are hurting, so many people that are in pain, and our communities are crying out, and our communities are so stressed and worried about what's going to happen today and then what's going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen after that. And you know what? It's okay to have these feelings and it's okay to be emotional. But how do you allow your feelings to manifest? How do you allow your feelings to show up? So I'm going to read to you all a quote from Jodi Picoult, and she wrote the book Sing Your Home. So the quote says, anxiety is like a rocking chair, and it gives you something to do, but it doesn't get you very far. Wow, really powerful words. And it's just
Wow,
saying
is
that
right. That's
it doesn't
huge.
get us very far, especially when we keep perseverating and thinking about things and worrying about so many things, especially now what's going on with COVID 19. So many of the world is worrying about COVID 19. And so, anxiety is the number one occurring mental health concern across the world, the number one everywhere. And as of right now in the US, estimated there is 48 million people with anxiety disorder. And also there is 47.6 million people who experience mental illness. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
I'm so sorry. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, my question was, what is anxiety defined as? What is it? I mean, it's a word that's loosely used always, and now we're using it in a container of awareness. So, in that, tell us what is it exactly, and what are the signs, the symptoms, and what does it mean when we use these terms, this term anxiety?
Alrighty. So anxiety is when you experience, so you're experiencing worrying, you're experiencing fear and you're uneased all the time. So many people stay up at night worrying and they can't sleep because of that anxiety, because they're just pondering and pondering about what happened to them the next day, or what's going to happen to them the next day, and what happened to them yesterday. Anxiety looks different too, as well. Some people have test anxiety, where they worry so much, where they're so nervous about taking this test, and they know all of the answers, and they get to this test and they fail, just simply because they're so nervous. Anxiety can be where you have a feeling in your stomach. Some people have upset feelings in their stomach when they have anxiety. Some people are so nervous that they're sweating and they're shaking. And so anxiety, it looks different in different forms. So social anxiety. Social anxiety is when people are so worried about just being around people. They can't be around too many people. And then they're worried about what people think of them. And then they'll worry about, oh, what happened if I can't wear this color shirt. No one's gonna like this color shirt. Or what happened if I wear my hair in curls? No one's gonna like my curls. Just perseverating and thinking about all these different things that can make you just worry, and they just ponder on all these things that are going on in their mind. And so that is anxiety. That is how anxiety looks. And it's so, and I want to say that when you see how anxiety looks in all its different forms, that it's your body responding to stress. It's our body's, and guess what? Nobody is immune to it. No.
So what I'm hearing is when we're stressed, the potential for anxiety to exist and rise is higher than when we're not stressed.
Yes.
Can someone have anxiety even in joyful moments? Is it something that can always be, or is it only when someone's stressed?
So sometimes anxiety can come even when you don't know why it's happening, but it's a reason why it's happening. Sometimes it can come even when I know a lot of people that were unaware that they had anxiety. So it mostly comes within stressful moments. So anxiety mostly comes within stressful moments. I'm not going to say it can't come from without stressful moments, just because so many people are different, so many people have so many different experiences. But from what I've seen, and a lot of research has shown, that anxiety does come from stressful moments and unpleasant moments and so many different experiences. So what I want to talk about is when we worry so much and we're walking around at night and we can't sleep, and some people can't eat because they have anxiety. And that causes other mental health concerns to happen. um, Anxiety is comorbid with depression as well. And so when people do have those two mental health concerns together, it does bring a down spiral.
So you mentioned a word called comorbidity. What does that
Yeah.
mean?
So it means that you can have two disorders at one time. Two disorders
And
at one
are
time.
they symptomatic of each other or simultaneous?
Some of them are symptomatic of each other. Um, but depression and anxiety are very common within mental health. So I want to talk about a story. I want to tell you all a story about how I overcame anxiety. So when I was younger, it was, and don't laugh at me, everyone, don't laugh, because I used to do strange things because I had social anxiety. So when I used to walk in a room, I would hold my arms close to each other because I was so nervous about people looking at me. And so I'm like, well, they're going to talk about how I swing my arms when I walk, which is a natural, normal movement, by the way. And no one really is worried about how you move your arms. And so I used to be so afraid of what people thought of me and so nervous to be in social settings. I grew up in a very small town. And so my town was very small and everyone knew each other. So I was afraid that, oh, wow, if they don't like something about me, they're going to tell my friend, and my friend's going to tell all these other people, because guess what? Everyone knew each other. And so I used to stay up at night and just think about what people thought of me. And I didn't know it was anxiety. I was not aware. I was not conscious at all, because in the community where I came from, mental health awareness was not a big thing. Um, Everyone used to say, "Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're fine. You're fine." But it was so hard for me just going to school, I always thought people were talking about me. I didn't wear certain clothes just simply because I said, well, maybe I can't wear this because all the other girls are wearing it, and then they're going to look better than me, and then they're going to compare me, and then they're going to judge how I look in the clothing. It was so bad to the point where I would turn down just going out with my friends and doing things that I enjoyed to do just because of that anxiety inside of me. So I went through school, went through high school, and I went to college. And so when I went to college, I feel like my anxiety was at an ultimate high just simply because I didn't know anyone. So I would just stay up all night, just the same thing. And so once I went into a psychology class in college, and the teacher, we talked about anxiety, and I was thinking, I said, do I have anxiety? And so after that, I went to our counseling center and I start receiving help. And that's when I learned that I had anxiety. I was diagnosed with anxiety disorder, and I learned I had anxiety. And it was just so hard for me to just come into grasp that I had it. And I had to learn different resources, and I had to learn different ways on how to overcome my anxiety. Um, it was so bad to the point where when people used to speak loudly, I would jump. And it was so scary to me. But I met this wonderful, wonderful counselor at my school, and she worked with me. I saw her every 2 weeks, and every 2 weeks we'll talk about my fears. Every 2 weeks we'll talk about those dreams that I had where I was scared just to be around a crowd. Um, and so a lot of people don't know this, but I even had anxiety when I was on the stage when I used to do pageants. I feel like pageants made me a little bit more comfortable. So when I used to get on that stage and my heart used to beat so fast and I would look at people and smile, no one knew how nervous I felt inside. Um, and so she helped me overcome that. She helped me overcome that stage fright I had. I used to be a performer in school as well. I used to be in the choir. She helped me overcome that because right before I used to perform, I used to get this gut feeling. And then I used to say that I was sick and I couldn't do it. But I still ended up doing it because I knew I had to do it. Um, but my counselor, she went through so many different strategies with me. And one strategy that was so important was when you have all of these things in your mind just racing and racing, take a deep breath. And taking a deep breath seems so simple, but for a person whose mind is going 100 miles away, like taking a deep breath is so important. So as I breathed into my nose and out my mouth, I felt centered and I was able to help myself stay calm. And so she told me practice taking a deep breath every morning and every night. And that really helped me. It helped me so much throughout the process of learning these strategies. Another strategy she taught me was there's something called it's called the box, right? So she would get a box. It was a little box, and she would have me write on strips of paper all of the things that cause me anxiety. Mostly being in social settings, being called on to speak in front of the classroom, singing in public, performing in public, like anything in public gave me anxiety. Being around people gave me anxiety. So she had me write those in a little small sheet of paper and I put them in the box. And so every time I would put them in the box and I closed the box, she said, all right, let's save this for next time. And so that helped me feel so much better when I saved it for next time. She helped me feel so much better when I would put those worries into a box. And another strategy she taught me was speak positivity onto the situation. So when you have anxiety, you start thinking the worst sometimes because you let your fears take over you. And I let my fears take over my body. And I was so afraid of so many things, and it stopped me from just achieving and doing things to my full potential that I knew I could do it just because I wanted to run away from those social situations. And so she taught me how to train my mind to be more positive. She taught me that if you're feeling sad, say something that's going to make you happy, like, oh, I got ice cream today. I love ice cream, by the way. So, me saying I got ice cream today was a beautiful thing because it's my favorite. And she basically just told me to get a gratitude journal and to talk about the positive things that happen in the day. And she would not let me leave the session without me talking about something positive that I did. And I was so grateful for that. Grateful for the gratitude journal. The gratitude journal just taught me how to appreciate things more. And one other thing that she did for me, she helped me get into the support group for students with anxiety. And when I tell you, when I learned I was not alone in this, it helped me to face my fears.
Can you
It helped me set
suggest
goals.
any support groups that are, or any different places that we can contact or share for people to find support groups in their area?
So there's always, Google is your best friend. That's what I can say. Google is our best friend. Um, when I went to college, I was geared towards a support group on the campus. As of right now, I know that is not possible. Since we are in COVID-19. But I say go onto Google and type in support groups for anxiety in the area. And when I tell you, so many support groups will pop up. Google has so many great resources, and they can tell you what's exactly in your area. Because I know right now, so many people may live in, like, I live in LA County. Um, and so I can see like I can Google different LA County resources. But I know there are other counties and other people in your area, so you can just go and research and Google anxiety groups. And there's also this chat called 7 Cups of Tea. I don't know if anyone's heard about it. So I'm actually a listener on 7 Cups of Tea. Um,
Wow, that's a great tip. Would you be sure to leave us a follow-up tonight and include that information?
yes, 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 yes.
Okay,
Of
great. Thank you so
course.
much. That's a good share. Keep telling us all about it. That's wonderful.
Oh, yeah. So 7 Cups of Tea is actually a resource for people who are struggling with any type of mental health issue, anxiety, depression. Maybe you need someone to talk to at that time. So there are people called listeners, and I'm a listener. So basically, we're there to listen to you and to help you, not in a counselor type way, but we're there to actually help you with the support of listening and guide you to actually answer your problem. So if it is more, let's just say your anxiety is to the point where we feel like you do need a group, or if you ask for resources, we give you resources in that 7 Cups of Tea website. So all you have to do, and again, Google is your best friend, you can type in the number seven and you can type it after 7 cupsoftea.com. And so when you do that, you'll see that you can go straight to the website, and it has a chat where do you need help? And you can just press into there like you want to be a member of 7 Cups of Tea. And we are there to help you. We are there to listen. And I've been a member of 7 Cups of Tea ever since 2014 because I went as a person first seeking someone to help me. And then I realized I can do this as well. And that's what kind of geared me towards my career too.
Yeah, well,
Because
and I love that you share this because that's exactly what I Am Love is. It's about, getting yourself in a position where you understand how empowering healing is for you. And once you have taken advantage of that healing yourself, then just like you said, saying, I want to help someone with this. I know how important this is. and turning, around or sometimes right next to you and helping that person right there that needs it just like you once did. That's beautiful. That's what it's all about. Absolutely. So that's how you found your path in your education?
Yes, that's how I found my path. So when I tell you, I think I can write a book about my life because I have a little brother with autism. So he initially inspired me to major in psychology, and to be a school psychologist. But my passion for counseling came when I noticed, like in the 7 cups of tea, I noticed I can do this too. I want to help people too in another way. And so it kind of just came out as a huge blessing when I went on the website and I saw I could get help, and I said, hey, I can help someone else too as well. So yeah, it helped sprout my interest in education and helping kids and helping people even more when I became a listener on their website.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So I love this, like 7 cups. 7 cups. Say it one more time for us. 7.
Oh, 7 cups of tea.
Fantastic. And is there anything else that you can, kind of give us some tips on? I know that you work with the high schoolers, and we talked about this a little earlier on, just how stressful it is in regards to being a homeschool parent now, and getting your schooling at home. What is that like for you, and what can you tell us all, and give us some tips on how to survive these times and lead the most peaceful, mindful, healthy life ever?
Exactly. Okay. So I noticed, I just want to say, parents, you're doing a great job. Uh, that's what I want to say first. Parents, you're doing a great job. And the kids love you for this. And it's so great that you're understanding your kids' learning abilities while being at home. So, one great tip I can just say to the parents: be patient. Be patient with your kids. Just because right now, a lot of the parents are learning their children's learning styles and how they are in the classroom versus just being at home and doing homework at home. But now you're the teacher. You are the teacher now. And so I want the parents to just be patient. Be patient with your child. And also ask questions. Follow up. Don't just say, do this worksheet. Let's just follow up and say, hey, I want to follow up and say, hey, do you need help with this? Let's see how we can do it together step by step instead of just saying, go do it.
Absolutely. And that's a great tip. I just recently had a great conversation with my oldest son, my middle boy. And he said to me, Mom, I always just wish you would have asked me, how's your day? How are you? What's going on? Anything going on this weekend? 'Cause you were always so busy pushing me. You were always so busy saying, did you do your homework? Did you do this? We got to go here. We got to do this. It was always just about what we were doing. And I thought that was being a really good parent, an advocate, an involved hands-on parent. But, sometimes we think we're going through all the motions and trying to remember everything. And it's so important to just remember to ask, how are you? How are you? What's going on?
Exactly. Exactly. How are you? And you know what? When you start asking your kids, how are you and how are you doing? They're going to start asking you, how are you? Because a lot of kids are worried about you, parents. They're worried. They're worried right now. They're so worried. This is a time where we're all learning. So don't just think, oh, I don't know how to do this problem, or I don't remember this. It's fine. It's fine. This is what the teachers are here for. You can consult with your child's teacher and say, hey, how can I do this? Can you help me do this? Can Just give them a call or set up an office hour or chat on the computer, because I know right now with my school that I'm working with, the parents are able to reach out to the teachers. And so when you do that, they can help guide you to guide your child as well. And asking, like you said, asking how they're doing, it it makes the atmosphere so different. It brings out a different environment because we have to remember our kids are at home too. They're not in a structured school setting. They're at home, and just asking, "Hey, how are you doing?" Instead of saying, "Oh, did you finish this?" How are you doing? Or how are you feeling about this? Because some of these, I'm just to be honest, I felt so bad for a lot of our kids that had to transition to doing work online, and they had to transition to doing all these different packets and all this different work because they are so used to being in the classroom and doing group assignments and doing all these different things that now they're stuck in the house. They don't have their friends. And socializing is a huge part of school. It is. It's a huge part of school. And so I felt so bad because, a lot of our seniors did not get to finish the year off like they wanted to. But guess what? We have strong parents, and you parents are doing such a great job.
I have a senior as well, and she's gotten over, and she's in the acceptance mode, but it was really it was tough, and I think our community of parents that have seniors have just kind of developed a social media experience for them, with these senior
Yes.
challenges and post pictures and, doing silly things on special days as a community to kind of give them that experience. So I really commend what our social media communities have done. We've done absolutely, so much more than we could have 10 years ago when we didn't have all this technology. So I'm very grateful to have this connectivity and look at what it's doing for our learning. All of these meetings that are able to be done online now is really remarkable. I mean, we complain about it, and I would rather do it in person, but boy, what a blessing it is that we have this technology to provide us the connectivity. What a great human experience.
I agree. I agree. We're doing so many great things as far as the meetings online, and then we
Mhm.
get to see our kids online and do counseling sessions online. Like I get to do counseling sessions with my kids
Yeah,
online, and they love it. They're like,
yeah,
"Hey."
yeah. It's not so bad, right?
It's not so bad. And I feel like we're seeing what we could do on another scale, on another level. And
Absolutely.
this is just opening a door for
Revolutionary, revolutionary.
exactly, exactly. I totally agree with you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I really appreciate you giving us a dose of emotional wellness. We all need more and more of it. And I feel really blessed to, be able to contribute with you in life to create that health and wellness for our communities. And I really look forward to co-creating some more and more investments in our health and wellness. So thank you very much for donating your time and your passion and your energy to the I Am Love organization and foundation. We so honor you in your journey to heal, to feel, and to support and serve with your purpose. Thank you so much, Darinisha. You're a beautiful,
Thank you.
beautiful woman and a very, very strong, intelligent soul on our planet. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, well, we will have you go ahead and do a follow up on our Facebook page, just dropping
Yes.
in some of that value with, the 7 cups of, say it again,
Tea, 7 cups of
tea,
tea.
and any other mindful tips that you can offer our community
Yes.
on how to surrender to anxiety and finding, healing modalities that are natural and sound for our overall wellness.
Exactly. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much. I hope you have a beautiful night. Happy Cinco de Mayo, and have a beautiful, beautiful week in light and love.
You too.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for tuning in.